In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, dear friends, all of us, all of us have to face the troubles, the problems, the crisis sort of situation at certain stages in our life, facing a kind of crisis, problem. It does happen with each and everyone else. Although some of the people are found in the trouble, in the crisis quite often, quite frequently. I'm not talking about those people. They people are going to talk, they people are going to be discussed separately. But here we are going to talk about the people who do have to face the crisis every main K off and on. Our today's discussion is dedicated on this problem, to discuss this problem. My dear friends, what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. First of all, we need to understand that I'm not the only one here in this respect. Almost all the people, all the people do have to face the troubles, the problems in their life and even the crisis. Though, though the nature of the crisis, the nature of the problem varies from person to person. Some of the problems are somewhat common, frequent, like the financial troubles. Another some of these are not as common. But the troubles, the problems, the person, the people are found facing it varies. There are several types of it. So every person is afflicted with a different sort of problem. The crisis, the trouble. Dear friends, how to do that? We need to understand that I'm not the only one who is facing this trouble. Rather, everyone else have to face it at different stages of their life and the different types of crisis. Every type of crisis seems a bigger and the more troublesome to the person who is facing it. My problem will be bigger in my opinion. Mean your problem and trouble will be bigger in your opinion. Whatever we are facing and encountering, to us this is the biggest problem. And we are of the view the problems of the other people are not as big, as troublesome as that of mine. My problem is a bigger one. My trouble is a bigger one. Also, we need to once we do know, once we come, this thing comes to our mind that it happens with everyone else. Then it should come to our mind at the same time that neither this is the first time I'm facing a kind of crisis in my life, nor it is going to be the last one. Neither it is the first time that I am facing a kind of trouble and a problem like this one, nor it is the last one. I may have to face several problems and troubles and crises in the years to come. And I did face it several types of troubles and problems and crises in the previous life of mine as well. So I need to keep calm. I need to keep calm. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. So we need to keep ourselves calm. This is the first most important challenge. If at all we do succeed in facing this problem in a calm manner, I think 50% of the work has already been done. If at all we do succeed in keeping ourselves calm and relaxed, believe me, that almost 50% of the work has already been done. So it is very important not to panic, not to panic, not to panic at all. Because once a person does gets panicked, it actually means that they have increased the severity of their problems many a times. It has been doubled or tripled. Once a person loses the senses, the problems gets multiplied automatically. So we don't have to get the severity of the problem multiplied at all. Rather, we have to minimize it, and we can do that. I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. I did it many times in my life. I can do it now. I do have to face several troubles in my life in the years to come, and I shall be able to face all of those at the same time, inshallah. Although I'm good at preventing the crisis and the trouble, but still, if at all it does come, I have the ability and the courage to face it. I'm a brave man, I'm an intelligent person. Tell this thing again and again, again and again, again and again to yourself. And while we are telling this thing repeatedly to we ourselves, it actually means that we are getting it done, inshallah. And now, then what are the next things to do? We don't have to increase the intake of caffeine, nicotine, and the other things which we have been taking already. If at all there are certain types of addiction, if a person is taking excessive is already taking the tea and the coffee and the cigarette, I think it is very important not to get it increased at all, because it will spoil your peace of mind, and it will spoil the sleep cycle. We do have to provide ourselves with a sufficient amount of sleep, because the sleep plays a very important role, very important role indeed, in keeping ourselves calm and relaxed. It our mind works best if at all we have provided it with a very good amount of sleep. So sleeping does not mean that we should start taking the sleeping pills. It's not at all. That's absolutely wrong. So we don't have to increase this thing at all, and we have to provide ourselves with a sufficient amount of sleep. That is very necessary. And now, if at all we were walking or going to gym, or we were doing yoga earlier, we must continue it, must continue it. Then we need to seek the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can we do that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, Allah Rabbul Izzat, God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, that seek help through patience and prayer. Seek help of Allah through patience and prayer. So we do have to exercise the patience and the prayer, because the prayer, it is actually talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prayers actually mean talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is very important, because it strengthens us spiritually. And being a spiritually, I think good, I think it is a great help actually, and we can be built out, inshallah. We will be built out, inshallah. Now we need to focus upon this. We need to exercise patience, and we need to say the prayers. Although the best way to establish a good contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that we should remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even when we are happy, even when we are normal, and during the days of normalcy, during the days of happiness. A person who stays in touch with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it is far better for him or her to seek the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the difficult days. But even if at all we were not remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the days of happiness and during the days of normalcy, it does not mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to appear, is not going to listen to us. It is absolutely wrong, because we are the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our creator. So I think it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will definitely answer our prayers at the same time. But it is far better to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we are happy and when we are normal. Now, having done all that, I think that several times a day, for a brief amount of time, we should get a paper and a pencil, and we should start writing how what is the problem, how can I handle it, what are the going to be the possible solutions of it. We need to deliberate upon it with the pencil and paper in our hand. Why? Because it doesn't let our attention goes astray, because it keeps us focused. It keeps us focused on the problem and the trouble we people are facing. Otherwise, if at all we are doing it without paper pencil, what is going to happen? Our attention does goes astray, and we fail to concentrate and to focus upon the trouble and the problem we people are facing. So it is really important that we do have a paper and a pencil in our hand, and we need to work upon it in an organized manner on the paper and pen, on the paper with a pencil. I think we need to work upon it solution mindedly. We need to work upon it, and I think we will be able to inshallah reach a kind of solution to this problem of ours. And now, last but not the least, we need to discuss it to the people, to the wise and to the intelligent people, whatever the people are found suggesting to the situation we people are facing nowadays. Sometimes a person doesn't tell us anything good, but while discussing and while speaking, while talking to that particular person, something positive and constructive does come to our mind automatically. So I think it is not in vain at all. If at all we are discussing and talking to a wise and intelligent person, even sometimes a person with average intelligence does tell us, do succeed in telling and sharing with us something real, something which is really useful. So this is all how we can somehow, how can we somehow face the trouble, the problem in the